Any claim on their part to be exercising a right is just their attempt to turn our democracy into a plutocracy.
Ken only has a great day if Barbie looks at him.
And I would just like to inform you, I do not have a vagina. And he does not have a penis.
And until you showed up here and declared yourself Barbie, I hadn't thought about you in years, you fascist.
You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane, but if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood.
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about...
Hello, Atheist fam. Welcome to my Barbie movie review. You guys have been waiting for me to do this the past few weeks in the Discord server, and here we are, finally doing this, sharing some thoughts on the 2023 summer blockbuster that beat Oppenheimer in their little Barbieheimer war, with its box office of $1.4 billion, while Oppenheimer made almost $1 billion, tracking at like $950 million. I really gotta applaud the crew behind Barbie for making this a huge success, which honestly I'm not really surprised because this is marketed pretty well towards women and young girls. They've been doing this for decades, Mattel with their dolls. So them making a live action, it was pretty much expected that a whole lot of people would tune in. And I can see the cast really enjoyed themselves. Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, Michael Cera, and everybody else. They brought a whole lot of energy, especially within the first 20 minutes where there were like dudes at the beach hanging out. That's what you want to see in movies, like people like doing more than just acting. But I'm going to mostly focus on the story, the dialogue, and the vibe towards the whole Barbie movie. So here's my review. Let's get started. So we get introduced to the connection between dolls and humans, and that the Barbie brand nowadays has expanded to a point where anyone can be Barbie. Then we get into Barbie Land, where literally imagination runs wild, like faking eating a bowl of cereal or drinking a glass of milk. And every citizen in Barbie Land is living their best life, happily ever after, and in perfect harmony. Just like what you may think of the Who's in Whoville. Looking into this movie, I was really interested in the direction of how they'll take Ryan Gosling's Ken, which is the main Ken of the whole movie. And it wasn't starting off pretty well. I just hated that the fact he was like a total simp for Barbie. Ken only has a good day when Barbie looks at him. Like, how down bad do you gotta be, man? And he gets fucking friend-zoned. Like, oh my god, you are really, really down bad, Ken. You shouldn't have gone for the kiss right away. Just test the waters before you jump in. And Barbie goes on to explain that, nope, it's a girl's night. The next day, she wasn't even feeling alright because last night during the party, she was thinking about death for some reason. And this is coming from somebody else that's controlling her, which you will get to see later on. But she's like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. And I'm over here like...
And I can't wait to see the look on your face when you realize the world isn't all cupcakes and rainbows. Because it isn't.
Her friends go tell her to meet weird Barbie, who has the answers to all this strangeness. And she goes on to explain that there has been a portal happening between worlds for some reason. A link between Barbie Land and the human land, which is basically Los Angeles. They have this sort of Matrix moment where either you could just stay and not know anything, or you can find out the truth.
You can go back to your regular life and forget any of this ever happened, or you can know the truth about the universe.
Barbie leaves Barbie Land, and Ken is even more down bad because he just somehow got into her car without her knowing. My god, you're not even being a simp, you're just being more creepy at this point. You're even lucky she let you tag along for the trip to Los Angeles. It's like at this point, Ken, do you really have some sort of chance to get the girl? You're making us men look bad by you doing this shit. Anyways, the corporate Mattel found out that Barbie has escaped from Barbie Land. The CEO, or Will Ferrell, hires a few to find her, bring her to the building, and see her locked and tight in a huge box.
Get in the box, you Jezebel! What, I can't say Jezebel now?
That doesn't work out. She gets in the car with the girl that she thought was controlling her, but it was the mother the whole time. And I understood that twist because the thoughts of death don't really come from a child. It really comes from mostly adults that like are going through midlife crisis or like high levels of stress. I mean, I get that. The trio goes back to Barbie Land only to notice that the place is now run by masculinity and not by femininity, thanks to the main Ken's knowledge of masculinity in the real world. And I really did not like how they handled masculinity in the Barbie movie because they boiled men down to self-loathing jerks who want to treat women as tools. This depresses Barbie for the next 10 minutes of the movie.
I'm not stereotypical Barbie pretty.
Note to the filmmakers, Margot Robbie is the wrong person to cast if you want to make this point.
The world isn't all cupcakes and rainbows.
I'm not stereotypical Barbie pretty.
And after all the preaching coming from the mother, which I clearly did not understand what point she was trying to get across, but you let me know in the comments. The rest of the Barbies that are not brainwashed concoct a plan to give the brainwashed Barbie some small talk to cure them into being back to their normal selves. It does eventually work. The multiples of Ken lose their temporary ownership of their dream houses.
That's because they're dream houses, mother.
And main Ken has a total meltdown around Barbie.
But it's Barbie and Ken. There is no just Ken. That's why I was created. I only exist within the warmth of your gaze.
This isn't right.
And listen
You're
to me
supposed to be with me.
It's like at this point, you can't blame Barbie and Ken for being just friends. They're not meant to be in like a romantic relationship or anything. And what's more disappointing is that there isn't any more conflicts. Like they just had to deal with the Kens overtaking the Barbie land, and that's it. Corporate arrives, they meet the other Barbies, and the CEO just really does not do anything to put anybody in danger. I would have liked it if he leaned towards being more corrupt, but we're not going to get that. I did enjoy the ending of this movie, I'm not going to lie. Not only because it broke a cliche that I thought was going to happen, where, you know, since this is a musical, they have this sort of big party and then roll credits, but it was more about the emotion and what Barbie was made for. And I liked that the creator, Ruth, was explaining it all to her. Barbie starts a new chapter in Los Angeles, goes by Barbara, and to end it all off, she says that she's visiting her gynecologist, which threw me off because I had no knowledge of what that even is. But I gave it a quick Google search after the movie, like literally just after, and it said that they treat diseases in women. And I'm like, okay, no wonder I have no knowledge of it. It's like, it's not for me. I thought she was going to a job interview, but boy, I was wrong. Overall, I thought the Barbie movie was mediocre to me, like around a 6 out of 10. I can see how this movie appeals to more of the modern audience and siding with feminism, but I felt like they could have done more up their game and make it more fun for everybody to watch. Barbie wasn't really the best dish served for 2023. I still put Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse the best movie that year. But it doesn't take away the fact that it's still a passable movie. Like, how do I put this? Like, a guilty pleasure to watch on a Sunday. At least for the men. But for the women, I would recommend this any day to them. But not towards the men. I feel like Ryan Gosling's Ken could have been way better. Like, they just made him mostly a simp throughout the movie and emasculated his role as a man. Like, the crying in the end over losing something that he didn't even own is just crazy to me. But don't let it take away from the fact that Margot Robbie played excellent as her role in stereotypical Barbie. I didn't mind her, really. Like, she wasn't like heavily annoying, and I didn't mind her bubbly attitude. I'm just gonna say, if you ever watch this movie with a friend of yours or your family, tell them to take this movie with a grain of salt. Don't buy into the, oh, it made $1.4 billion, so it's gonna be automatically good. Like I've said before, the marketing is why this movie is financially successful. Barbie is a pretty popular brand. I hope you guys enjoyed my breakdown, thoughts, and short review of the Barbie movie 1 year later. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. My plans for the next few days are going to be preparing for Deadpool and Wolverine. That means I'm going to be avoiding most of social media. I already turned off notifications for Discord, but I got to set some notifications off for YouTube as well, so I don't see any like posts or anything revealing. If you're planning to watch it early like me, I already booked my ticket for Friday night 3 weeks ago. Be careful of any major spoilers out there, ladies and gentlemen. There are dicks that won't have the patience to wait until a respectable amount of people watched it, or just cover everything and caption spoiler alert. I will see you guys in the next video, which will most likely be happening around next weekend when I will post the theater vlog for Deadpool and Wolverine. Thank you for watching, share this with the people you love, and peace out.